for daily fantasy. His number too high, then I'm probably fading him. He been on the road, he gon' eat up my salary. I hit a buy, he gon' lie before lock. Play back to back, then I probably won't pick on the DFS bachelor, good as it gets. Build a few liners and hit me a leg. He had a good game, but it might be a trick. Log in the Slack so I know who to pick. Sharing our liners, we all gon' get rich. New to this game, you should come to the pad. You might want some cash and get a good laugh. DFS sports, we gon' run up a bag. He heard every game and it's making me mad. You buying your lineups, I think you a cheater. DFS bachelor, he the new leader. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Bachelor Pad. I, of course, am your host, the DFS Bachelor, and we're going to go over our fantasy draft NBA picks for Thursday, January 30th. As usual, it's like a fast five, a quick core of five players who are still active as of right now. We know how fluid things can be in the NBA, who I think have a chance to succeed tonight and give you enough salary to fill in the rest of your lineup. First things first, thank you again for all your support, for making me a part of your day. I truly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the team. Be sure to hit subscribe down below, get access to all of our content. We have multiple NBA videos for all the sites up. Later tonight, I will have our Super Bowl single game video up as well. Lots of stuff. When XFL season starts, of course, I'm going to be all over the XFL. So lots and lots of stuff there. Hit subscribe down below. For those of you who are new, wondering what the hell is Fantasy Draft? Fantasy Draft is a fun alternative to DraftKings and FanDuel. It's rake-free DFS, so all of your entry fees go right back into the prize pool, which means the players get a higher percentage of the winnings, obviously, and you have a better chance at winning. It's just a lot more fun. It's just a lot of fun. I love Fantasy Draft. Be sure to check it out. Go to the website, enter promo code DFS Bachelor when signing up if you are new. Don't forget to comment with your Fantasy Draft username as well. We'll be doing something special for everyone, or I will be. Something will be happening for those of you who maintain that process. Thank you all so much. So let's get into it. We have 6-game slate, a couple back-to-backs with Sacramento and Utah. Not the prettiest slate in the world, but I do have a core of 5 players right here who I think can do a good job for you tonight. So let's start at the top. I like Ben Simmons. Now, I am aware that Joel Embiid is back, so that could hurt his upside a little bit. When you look at his last 5 games against Atlanta, only one game under 52. Now it was a 32 his last time out. The other 4 were a 52, a 66, a 33, a 56. He's 16-2 on Fantasy Draft. So I should point out that Fantasy Draft is double the salary cap of DraftKings. So a player at 16-2 is the equivalent of $8,100 on DraftKings. Who wouldn't pay that tonight for Ben Simmons? He's actually 8-9 over there on DK, so a nice value. Atlanta, in terms of guards and Fantasy Draft scoring, allows the most Fantasy Draft points to opposing guards. They're 24th, allowing the 7th most fantasy points to opposing point guards. I like Ben Simmons a lot tonight in a plus matchup, paced-up game against a bad Atlanta defense. Next, for a little bit of value, I like Ish Smith. He is 8-8 over here on Fantasy Draft. Charlotte is 10th against guards in terms of Fantasy Draft scoring. They are 7th against point guards, but it's just too cheap. It's the equivalent of $4,400. We need some value. No Jordan McRae tonight for Washington. Should mean extra usage with that second unit. He's going to play close to 30 minutes. He has a 32, and a 23 in his last 3 games against Charlotte. I think it's a nice spot for Ish Smith tonight. Next, I like Kemba Walker, 14-5 on Fantasy Draft. That's about $7,200 on DraftKings. He's actually $7,900 tonight on DraftKings, so you're getting a little bit more value. Golden State allows the 2nd most fantasy points in the league to opposing point guards. Overall, against guards, they are 9th in Fantasy Draft scoring, but at the point guard position, they're going to struggle defensively against Kemba Walker. Big time upside. His last time out against Golden State, he put up a 39. I expect Kemba Walker with Jason Tatum iffy again, especially if Jason Tatum misses tonight. I think Kemba Walker could be in a really good spot tonight. Next, for Toronto, no Marc Gasol tonight, meaning Serge Ibaka will start at center. He's going to see a ton of minutes. He's got 50 point upside. He's 13-1 on Fantasy Draft, so he's about 6'5". That's the equivalent of about 6'5" on DraftKings. He is actually 7-1 tonight on DraftKings. Big time upside against a Cleveland team that's 12th against forward/centers. They're 12th against power forwards as well. I think Serge Ibaka, obviously, with the injury to Gasol, He's in a great spot tonight against a bad Cleveland team. And in that same game, right below it, I think he's just simply too cheap here on Fantasy Draft, is Kevin Love. He's 13.6 on Fantasy Draft. That's the equivalent of about 6.8 on DraftKings. He's actually priced up to 7.2 there. Toronto 11th against forwards/centers. They're 15th against power forwards. But more importantly, without Marc Gasol, it makes things a lot easier on the interior for Kevin Love. He's got a 43, a 31 in 2 of his last 3. I think he's got some 50-point upside tonight in a game where Toronto is going to be thin in the front court. Also, no Rondé Hollis Jefferson for Toronto as well. So if you go with that core 5 of Ben Simmons, Ish Smith, Kemba Walker, Serge Ibaka, and Kevin Love, it still leaves you $11,266 per player. Plenty of salary to upgrade, etc. So be sure to check that out. I appreciate you all again. Thank you so much. Don't forget to enter promo code DFS Bachelor at Fantasy Draft. Don't forget to comment with your Fantasy Draft username down in the comment section below. I appreciate you all very, very much. May the fantasy gods be with you tonight. Good luck, and we'll see you later on this afternoon for our Super Bowl single game video as well. Thank you all again so much. Goodbye, folks.